Hello, have you had a bike stolen? I have, and it's not a pleasant feeling, especially after spending good money on it getting tagged in a database, painting little microdot IDs all over it, and then recording it with the police. So when I see posts of people's pleas for, please look out for my bike, it's been stolen, I do feel for those people, but I also feel a little bit helpless at the same time. The odds of finding that bike are pretty slim at best. I know. I've searched through the bike forums, the listings of stolen bikes to see if I can find mine, to no avail. And for me, losing a bike is more than just buying a replacement. All of the bikes I have are custom built by myself, and so I do have a connection with them all. The bike I had stolen took 3 months to rebuild in order to get close to what I had on it before, trawling through eBay for all those bits and pieces and parts. So it's not just money, it's also the time and inconvenience of replacing that bike. This is especially the case today as bikes are in short supply due to COVID and Brexit. And from that experience, having my bike stolen and the fact that I really do love my bikes. So is there a way to swing the odds of finding a bike in your favour today? Well, I think there is. And I think it's these guys. Easily stuffable. And off you go. The same mount you get in the box. I've bought 4 Apple AirTags. These came out earlier this year, and there's been a lot of questions and answers on various forums on how well they work as a bike tracking device. Questions like where is the best place to put it? Does the AirTag work inside metal, inside carbon? Well, from what I can determine from my research, if you do not bury the AirTag inside the frame, bottom bracket, or anything like a handlebar, it will increase its ability to be picked up by passers-by greatly. This video is going to look at the practicalities of having an AirTag semi-concealed on the outside of the frame and then place it in various scenarios. Scenarios like in your car, in a shed, and then determine what the chances are of being picked up using this iPhone 12 Max. A few things to say before we start. An AirTag can be located by any iPhone that supports iOS 13 and above. It's only the iPhone 11 and 12 which have that U1 chip inside them that currently have the ability with the Find My app to use precision direction finding. So other iPhones and the U1 phones, when the signal strength isn't sufficient, display that they have located an AirTag, but they can't give you the position of the AirTag. To understand this better, for later in this video I have made this graphic to illustrate what I mean. The AirTag is in the middle. In a green circle represents the variable range in which an iPhone wandering into the vicinity could locate it with its direction arrow. The amber area represents the range where a phone could detect an AirTag, but it can't locate it. The red area is the range where the AirTag's signal is just too weak to be picked up by any iPhone. The way AirTags work, if you're not familiar, is that they use Bluetooth low-powered beaconing technology to announce their presence to nearby iPhones. These quiet pings are encrypted and visible to any passerby. This means that no one ever knows which device actually located your AirTag, not even Apple. Now, a lot can determine the viability of an AirTag being able to signal by passing iPhone. It can range from theoretical line of sight, which is just under 100 meters, and that can reduce considerably when obstructions get in the way. And this is what this video is going to investigate. What kind of obstructions where a typical bike would be stored would reduce the ability of the AirTag to signal an iPhone. So, looking back at that graphic, what I'm interested in is not the green range, but the amber range. The ability of an iPhone just to detect an AirTag, and so send a notification to me that my bike has been located. For me, that is quite sufficient, then I can go searching for it. By the end of this video, you will get to see just how good an AirTag is as an anti-theft tracking device for a bike. Does this $29 AirTag work sufficiently to give you the fighting chance of locating your bike? In addition to purchasing 4 AirTags, I also bought these sticky-backed silicone holders for a few pounds more. So this is the bike we're using to test the AirTags out, to see what range we can get from the AirTag. We're using this little silicone holder, and there's an AirTag in here to illustrate. But somewhere on this bike is already an AirTag, semi-concealed, not inside the frame. We want to give the AirTag the ability to project its signal as best as possible while remaining hidden on this bike. And I bet you don't know where that is. And I'll give you a clue, it's not underneath the saddle. I place one of these AirTags on my fat bike and have another AirTag to be placed in the vicinity of the bike so we can get a comparison just to see how much the obstruction between me and the bike is affecting the range of the AirTag. For example, let's say I put my bike in the car. How much does the car and its metalwork hinder the ability of the AirTag to broadcast its signal? How close does that person have to be wandering by to pick up this location? Another thing to point out, I found in my experimentation of these AirTags, we will not be measuring the distance walking away from the AirTag. We'll be measuring the distance walking towards the AirTag, entering from red zone in. This is because I found once an iPhone has picked up an AirTag signal, the iPhone can hold on to it for quite a good distance, which is not what we want to measure. We want to get the idea of the likelihood of an iPhone picking up the AirTag signal wandering into the vicinity of the AirTag. So we'll be working from the red area towards the amber. Okay, so let's go out and try various scenarios and see how well these AirTags perform.
So we're outside, we're going to do the first test, which is just a line of sight test to see how far we get. Down here is my bike, and I'm going to walk off in that direction. We have here a second AirTag, and we're going to use this as a reference AirTag to see if there's any difference between an unobstructed AirTag, just placed on the ground or near the vicinity. So I'm going to place that down here, just next door, on ground level, and see if that makes a difference. And just to verify that this is all working, I'm just going to start the Find My app and see if it's actually found the two AirTags. We have 3 feet and just a connection. Is still trying to actually establish a direction. Those dots mean there is some connection somewhere, and I perhaps need to move around now to, yeah, there you go. It says it's 3 feet away and I'm literally right on top of it. So if we do the same for the second AirTag, find that one, searching for signal, connected, 3 feet away, something's connected, move around, and there you go, nearby. Confirmed both AirTags are working as expected, well, at least at this range. Let's go and walk some way away. Then I'm going to start walking back and see when this iPhone picks up the AirTag. So let's see what happened. Okay, we started search, and when connected, though it says signal is weak, try and move to a different location. So this is a good start. So let me walk forward and see how many feet it needs before it picks up. 65 feet that was. Now if I move backwards, this will show that it actually does work backwards against finding it forward. 76 feet connected, signal is weak. Walk forward, should get to 64 feet, see if that's the same. 64 feet, walk backwards, 72, 74, 77, connection is weak. So it gets to 77 feet before connection is lost, and that's with my bike propped up against the wall. However, if I just moved out the way of the bush, it's now located it. So that is now definitely a line of sight, connection weak. So it's on the edge. Right, let's stop that one. I'm going to walk back and see what the unrestricted AirTag is. Looking for a signal. Can't find it, so perhaps it doesn't like being on the ground. So perhaps being on the bike, a couple of feet in the air. Oh, there we go, connected. Signal is weak. So that's a little bit unexpected. Now it's lost it again. The unrestricted AirTag, that AirTag is on ground level. It's actually having more trouble than the one on my bike. So this could be a close call going forward. See how far we need to move forward. Searching for signal. AirTags don't like being on the ground. Oh, connected. At 27 feet, it doesn't know where it is. Oh, it does now. 30 feet. Okay, so the one on the bike, which is 2 feet in the air, did twice the distance at least than the one on the ground. So I think that might be a clue to the performance of the AirTag. Right, let's do another test. So the next test may be a little bit unusual. I'm going to put my bike down at basement level. I'm up here now on the ground level. I'm about 10 feet, 12 feet above it. Effectively, the line of sight for the AirTag will be through the ground. So there is my bike down at basement level. That's the top of the stairs there. The open air AirTag sitting on top of the saddle of the bike. See if that makes a difference. Let's walk off into the garden and see how far we get. Wow, this is quite impressive. Signal was weak, trying to play sound to locate it. I'm gonna walk down the road. Connected, trail trying, connected. I don't believe this is still going. It's got to lose it sometime. Don't know now if this is a false positive. No, it's still connected. Well, if people are in this distance of my bike, I'll be quite happy with that if the AirTag can be latching onto people's iPhones. So I'm now walking back, having restarted the Find My app. The dots still rotating to a general direction of the semi-concealed AirTag. About here, we get to where it's picking up a general direction, but it's not doing it yet. Remember, this bike is 10 feet below me. It's connected, but still hasn't picked up the direction. We should now be coming in line of sight. Yes, 46, 42 feet, and there it is. Blatantly obvious in front of it, line of sight, and it's got the arrow. Okay, so now let's do that with the AirTag that is fully out in the open, well, it's sitting on top of my saddle, and see how that performs. I don't think that will perform any differently, so I'm going to head back off down that way. This was about the 80 feet mark, can't find it. If it can't find it, let's try and walk forward. Connected, signal was weak, hasn't given me a number of feet yet, 56 feet, and then as I approach over the horizon of my steps, I should have a line of sight, blatantly obvious. You would think so. It hasn't done it yet. I'm on top of the stairs. Forgot to move sideways. Let's try that again. Maybe there's some kind of last signal boost or something, because that was definitely more difficult to pick up than the previous AirTag. And that will be confirmed if I rerun this one. Restart the app. Oh, it's connected. Searching for signal. There definitely seems to be something different. I'm glad this one's not inside my bike. Searching for signal, going back, connected. That was about the same as before. 52, 55 feet before that appeared. But as soon as you start moving, actually, you do get a direction out of it. So maybe that's the secret. Okay, so we've done two positions with the AirTag out in the open. One 10 feet below me, one at ground level. And I can reckon I can get to 75 feet or within 75 feet for this iPhone to pick up those AirTags from walking in a distance. Let's see how it does behind a few obstructions. In this scenario, I've put my bike just behind the fence, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk off past those trees and see if we can see what a situation is like where there's a bit of a fence, bit of foliage in the way. Maybe your bike's been stolen and just stacked up against a fence. So now walking away from the bike, now on the other side of the fence, you can see me waving there, and I walk down the road. This is the scenario. I need to be walking towards the bike and wandering by. And I'm definitely further away than I was before. I must be at least 100 feet away now. Let's start walking towards them. Try a different location. Zigzagging down the road. Still connected, signal was weak. And found 24 feet. Seems to be a little bit arbitrary. But the main thing is we got a connection in the first place. There's nothing at all. I'm going to try that for a third time. Teeny bit further than where I was. Hit find. Ah, right, so bad news, but good news. Searching for signal. Try moving to a different location. Is wandering down the street. You can see me coming into view with my hand. Connected. Okay, let's move around a bit. Definitely got a spin. 46 feet that time, and it's got direction on it too. So I think this is a typical shed door, one ply construction. And I'm just going to put the bike behind that and see how far I can walk off in a perpendicular direction and see how far we get. Then the other test that I'm going to do, this particular shed has some brick walls. See how the AirTag to penetrate a wall that thick. So that's with the door closed. Now this time I've put the open air AirTag on the door handle of the door just here, just to see what that brick wall makes a difference of, or this wooden door makes a difference. See how far we get. I'm just the other side of the fence where I was last time, but now the bike is inside that shed. Let's see if we can even get started out here, the nearest position on the other side of the fence. About to start Find My on the semi-concealed AirTag, searching for signal. Not good, we're not finding anything. Right, I'm going to walk up to my shed and see how far I get. I've got a sneaky feeling I might just have to be in front of the door. I'm now just the other side of the fence where the bike was leant up, looking directly at the door. Oh, it's picked it up now. Took a few minutes there, it's connected, signal was weak. 22 feet. And now I've moved back the camera, which is literally 10 feet in a perpendicular direction, searching for signal. So either that bush behind me is super blocking. No, we're connected again. Signal is weak. Move around a bit, signal is lost. But the thing is, I've got to remember, this is better than nothing. I mean, there's still some chance here as against no chance at all of your bike being found. Nope. Well, it definitely is a bit dodgy. Right, let's try the AirTag sitting on the shed door handle. Connected straight away. Signal is weak. But it does seem to be spinning to give me a location. But funny enough, I don't have the arrow yet. I do not have the precision arrow. but it's definitely more solid. I haven't lost it in the time I just walked in the same area as I did with the semi-concealed AirTag on the bike in the shed. Even so, I wouldn't say it's brilliant. Connected. As I've said before, it seems like once it's grabbed the signal, it seems to hold on to it, which in our case, that latency gives us a false positive. Right, searching for signal, lost it. See if we can come towards it now. Searching for signal, pedestrian walking past, searching for signal. No, not picking it up. Oh, there we go. Door handle. No, it's lost it. Picked up again. Door handle. AirTag is connected. Lost it. Connected. Okay, so it seems to be about this distance, which is about another 2/3 again to that door with the AirTag on the outside of the shed. And I'm picking up some of the time the AirTag. But the AirTag that's semi-concealed on the bike inside the shed behind a one-ply door definitely has a problem. Just to confirm that, I'm going to try that again. Searching for signal for the semi-concealed AirTag. I must admit, for the semi-concealed AirTag on the bike, that's going slightly behind one of those walls, which does not bode well for that thick wall. But if I go perpendicular to the doors, no, get about another bike length away from the fence. So it does work 25 feet away and then loses it. So AirTag outside of the shed on the door handle gets to about 35 feet most, and has a little bit more range, but the semi-concealed AirTag on the fat bike in the bike shed behind one ply of wood for a door and a bit of a brick wall at this angle, no chance. The only time I pick up that AirTag inside the shed is if I'm perpendicular to the door where the bike is directly behind the one ply of wood, and I can get to about 25 feet before the signal is lost. So just one more test for this shed. Behind that wall is the same wall which was on the other side with the door. So effectively the bike is sitting just behind that wall, though 5 feet in. Let's see if the AirTag can even be detected. Remember, that wall is that thick. I'm not very hopeful. Okay, find my bike one. Searching for signal. So no, it doesn't look like the AirTag can be picked up from behind that wall. Okay, so we have one more test. Let's see how it gets on in the car. Okay, so that's the bike inside the car. So let's see if we can pick it up in the first place. Starting to find my, yes we can. We've got 11 feet away. Good sign, so better than the shed. And I'm gonna walk off in that direction, then come back and see when we can pick up the signal again. We've still got line of sight, so it must be working through glass. 37 feet, 30, 40 feet, 49 feet. We've lost direction, but still connected at 58 feet. Let's see, make sure we lost that connection. Start it again, find my connected. Stop that connection and choose bike 2 to be in my pocket, which is. Start bike 1, find. Yeah, well, at 65 feet, line of sight apart from the car door and window, I am connected. That is very positive. At 25 feet, 24 feet, we have the precision direction arrow. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, that was perpendicular to the back door. I'm going to walk perpendicular to the car and see how far I get that time. Which means I'm definitely going through more metal, less windows. Still got the range on it, 40 feet, 43. Now we lost it at 44 feet, but we still have a connection. Okay, so we lost a connection of about 65 feet. Stop that, start bike 2. It's connected to bike 2, which is in my pocket. Start bike 1, find, searching for signal. Person carrying an iPhone, doesn't know, he's going to be approaching my car. That's about 40 feet. Yeah, I think we connected about 40 feet and we've got a precision arrow at 35. Okay, so that's the bike in the car, and that's a lot more positive than the bike in the shed, even though it does have some very thick walls. But I was very surprised by the shed with one ply door, a fence and some ivy, how disappointing that was. But it wasn't totally disappointing that it didn't work at all. But the only time it didn't work at all was through a brick wall on the other side of my outbuilding. That would have been nice to work. So that just goes to show you can put your bike in a shed, though the person walking past it would have to be pretty damn close. So if you're out in the sticks, you might need to find some alternative security measures besides an AirTag. But it bodes well if your bike gets stolen and gets taken through a populated situation, which I suppose the AirTags technology is counting on, is the fact that there's a lot of other iPhones around that happen to chance across it and pick it up and give its location away.
From the different scenarios, we can see the range of this AirTag is quite varied depending on the type of obstruction that is to be expected. Is the AirTag perfect? No, but it's the best and simple, reliable device to enable tracking of your bike I've come across, and I've tried a few, believe me. And I think what makes it better than others I have tried, besides the very low cost, is the fact that there is just a lot of people out there with iPhones, and that provides the coverage you need to track down your bike. So if you have an iPhone and you love your bikes, I do think an AirTag is a worthy investment. And from my experience, that is better than nothing and relying on the goodwill of others to locate your bike for you. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you want to support this channel and want to see more videos like this, then please do hit that subscription button. Be sure to turn on notifications. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll catch up with you guys next time.